It's 4th of July, 2022. I'm watching Westworld Season 1, Episode 1. And there is this one tiny detail that is of such significance. And the key players in this one scene, the real people, not the pretenders or the imposters, should know how it's all aligning. Because I have a few questions over here in my part of the US. My ancestors had collars with collar breasts, USV. I, at the moment, because things are so messy, are using SUV. I had a thought along with this park employee and putting people in cold storage and Liam looking awfully a lot like Ian. There being a random honors award out of nowhere, same time, same place as another Hofstraven on my end. At least that's where I walked into. Characters on the New Yorker side look a lot like the portrayal characters on the television. I know it's got to be significant somehow. So I'm just sitting here in my quantum string theory of I could be quirky, I could be charming, and then I could be restless. So I'm thinking about this device that they gave out to most of the Americans in North America. And this really dangerous new flight pattern with some federal, I don't know what they did. And then I'm thinking about how simple it is in proprietary software for an Apple tag to be put in a bag. And that Apple tag, no identifying markers other than the person who purchased the license, to fly anywhere that their wallet can take them. And now all of a sudden it has ARC priority coordinates in a stolen intellectual property program that are used by the aliens and the UFO folks before it reached like catastrophic levels at the general public. And then I got this epidemic going on over here. And I'm like, let's see, how did they break the world and how many steps? Well, they loosened airline security, so now nobody's secure. They gave them all these devices that copy air coordinates, puts the pilot's life in danger, puts the passengers in danger, puts the aliens that hold the night sky up in danger. But here I am sitting by myself in New York, my children taken, and just locked back in with my parents with no answers.
I did a number on myself. I let
And
everyone
here's
know.
Westworld,
That's because you don't know
Season
any
1,
better.
Episode 1. Let's go right to the scene, shall we?
We have a problem?
We have some unscheduled activity. Evidently one of your creatures is restless.
In the park? No, sublevel 83, cold storage. You should be cautious. Send a
Sub-level 83. Interesting use of numerics.
response team, full armor.
I'll take care of it myself. I think you guys enjoy playing dress up as much as the guests. The hosts can't hurt you, by design.
You don't have kids at home, do you, Bernard?
No.
If you did, you'd know that they all rebel eventually.
You forgive them for being a little uptight. Every time your team rolls out an update, there's a possibility of a critical failure.
We don't update the hosts in cold storage, and the park hasn't had a critical failure in over 30 years.
Meaning we're overdue.
I'll go along too. If it's one of mine, I might be able to help.
They're only yours until they stop working, Bernie. And they're mine.
I kind of need to know where she is, because I've been trying to work, except been a little difficult on my end, knowing what I know, seeing what I've seen, and no real signs of hope that, like, that love of a lifetime's actually going to show back up and keep a promise. Did that say what I think it says?
The cooling system's been down for weeks. It's gonna smell fantastic. Recommend you hang back.
Cooling system, huh? I can see sub-level and what they've made it to be on the display. I then see the water pouring in. I also see as they walk around and everything is in disorder and decay, that they have that Flushing World Fair, very worldview in a cage. It's a spherical cage. I saw it down in Maryland also, by the way. I'm observant when I need to be. I know there's threads out there. I just don't know who they are.
What did they get?
And there it is. They have one of these in New York. Lou and Lynn went there. The man that holds up the sky should be able to verify that at least. When and if need be. I'm sure it has symbolism still, hasn't lost its value.
Big fish. Livestock management's got other priorities.
Besides, no one's complained.
What does livestock management have to do all day long? And why can't they free up the Stranger Things in the Upside Down, the Inside Out? I mean, they were kind enough to give me an honor certificate when I was 18. Why can't I have that representative back again? So it's just really interesting. And again, I'm not quite sure when and how to use a flag on this one. I mean, I know where my feet are. I know where the whatever of my intended is, or intender. Where it gets confusing is that whole metaverse. And with disappearing really important humans that I have some attachment to, that exist according to the hallucinations and the Hall of Mirrors. They alert me that they are still participating somehow amongst humanity. I just don't know how the alert system works. When it works, if it works. It seems, being this holiday weekend, I went out for my walks. I had somebody in the streets call me Nancy. Kept calling me Nancy. I didn't turn around though. That's a Stranger Things reference. I didn't know who it could be or what it might be about. I didn't recognize it at first till I came home and I started watching an episode. Since I've barely gotten through the second episode of season 4. I watch it in digestible, like small increments. I don't watch the whole thing. Too much to grasp. So I noticed there's less people on the streets, less cars parked on the streets. And it just seems like less volume of capacity of humans with phones and signaling devices. I don't know if they were able to, if they travel elsewhere, if they shut some of the wiring down. I don't know if that's possible, or if they travel with all of their signaling devices, because it gets really, really noisy spiritually, like when all the radio frequencies are going off at different carrier lengths and volumes and frequencies, and they're all smushed into the city and they're not always from here, or their devices, I don't really know where they're from. But again, being that it's a holiday weekend, it seems that they've traveled far enough away that it has changed the signature for the day anyway, or at least for like the last 2 hours. Made it more comforting, less, I don't know, it feels like a static charge that's always like a needle that's always moving. It's just like a Geiger counter, I don't know. Frightening levels. But here we are. So it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. And I hear all day long these big booms going off. It's star 1978, star 8378. Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.